tell me about your family conversation about the Brydges Centre. When did you think it might be a really good trip to engage? What was that like for everybody back home?
I remember we heard about it at church, during announcements before, sermon, and to go back and talk to, the missions crew and the after the service. And I was really excited to learn more.
What was stirring in your heart, Anna, when you saw that announcement and thought, let's check it out?
I felt like we wanted to be able to just experience, serving and getting out of our comfort zone a little bit in a different country, and just seeing what I don't know how God could use us. And I think he always finds ways in surprising ways, to um show us things and help us, you know, share our gifts and whatnot. So
Yeah.
We've always been looking for different ways to be able to serve without really having a clear answer as to how or direction as to what that looked like. And when this presented itself, it seemed like a pretty great step to take for our family as far as an experience to go and serve and see what it's like um, to work with a missions team and pour ourselves into a cause like the Brydges Centre. So um, yeah, I think that we were really excited about the concept and what it can mean for our family, but also what positive influence we could have. Um, and we felt God was really he was pointing us in that direction, and it felt right for us to take the next step and to at the very least find out more information and see if it was going to be the right fit for us.
and then
Yeah, that's
things just
great.
sort of fell into place as they do.
Yeah.
Gavin, how about you? What were you thinking about? And when the family and mom and dad were talking about this trip to Kenya?
At first, I was a little like, "Oh boy, that's a big step," but it kind of like it posed itself as kind of an opportunity to try something new, do something that isn't normal, and go across the world to um kind of it's an experience for the kids there as well. And I thought, hey, why not? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Isaac, what were you thinking about before the trip?
Um, I honestly didn't really know what we were gonna go do. It- My they just said we're going to Kenya at first, and and then I learned that we're gonna go to the Brydges Center and stuff.
All right, Emma, how about you? What was going on in your mind?
But once I heard it, well, sometimes Isaac kind of jokes with me that we're going somewhere, and then I'm like, okay, we're not going to Kenya, right? And then once I ask, once I ask mom and dad, then it's like they always tell me what's actually going on. Sometimes he's wrong and sometimes he's right. I mean,
That's
once I got there, I was like, this is way different than I expected.
okay. Yeah, what was it like for you, Emma, when you first arrived and you saw things that you hadn't seen before? What was that like for you? I'll ask the others too, but Emma, tell you go first.
Um, I don't know. I was kind of like nervous and like shy because it was like a whole different place. Like, but it was actually fun to like play soccer all day. But it was like so hot that I was kind of going uh, like, how many water bottles do they have?
It's good that they have a very deep well that has water continuing to come out. How about the rest of you? So you showed up, and what was it like when you first? And it could be even getting off the plane, yeah, at the airport, or it could be the first time that you set foot through the gate at the Brydges Centre.
I mean, I remember receiving a welcome that I had never received in all my life. There's something really special about their hospitality. I think that I joked with Gretchen that I have to up my game at home in terms of my uh opening my home and my hospitality, because they just open arms to everybody. They they're very like rich in that in their just love and care and yeah, hospitality of everyone that comes in.
Yeah, I think when we first got to the Brydges Center the first time, um, we had seen some photos and some video about past experiences, but truly we didn't really have a good idea of what we were going to be getting into. And the trip there, it was, a lot of time in the plane, and just kind of even an hour from the hotel or the apartment that we were staying in. And then we get to the gates and we can hear a band playing and children singing. And yeah, I guess it was more than what I expected. And then we opened the gates, and it was this oasis uh out on the countryside, and with all these beautiful children welcoming us. So it was quite quite an experience. And we're all very taken aback. Um, so yeah, it was great.
It's good. How about you? How about the boys? What was it like for you coming through that gate the first time? Gavin, you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, just landing kind of felt pretty surreal. Just the fact that we were in another continent alone, and I mean, it felt like we could just be in another part of the airport, but we step out and it's just completely different. And we get into the gates, everybody's welcoming us, and it's just, yeah, that doesn't happen here. It's just completely different. Just the passion and the joy that they welcomed us with.
Isaac, how about you?
Yeah, that the welcoming, I was not expecting that. I thought we were just gonna like go in and say hi to like a couple people, but that was really cool.
Marching band and everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was most surprising to you after being at the Brydges Centre? What really surprised you just in your experience and with the kids or in the place?
Probably what they like could do. Like they could like do they could like listen to dad when he was I mean, what was fun to like see was like I can't explain it. It's hard to explain.
I think the level of structure and organization that the Brydges Center has, and the joy that all these children have at the Brydges Center. I think, yeah, I guess I don't want to say that that's the surprising thing though, but I it was uh, it was a great realization. I guess I didn't expect the level of order and that Rosemary had, and just her uh, like strength and leadership, and just she was really an amazing. Yeah, she's just a really amazing leader that I think you can aspire to. Um, and everybody there is so happy to be there, and the joy is palpable for sure. And the smiles on everybody's face constantly is it really puts a lot in perspective.
Anna, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, the level of joy, in a country that obviously is dealing with lots of poverty everywhere, the joy can come to a surprise. And then I would probably echo what Dan said in terms of like Rosemary's vision for the place. You can see that vision played out in detail, and how she has vision for even what it could be, like more, and that's really exciting to see how this center has developed over the years, and how these kids they can it develop from just the schooling to different avenues they can go when they get older. I mean, it's laid out in terms of setting them up for success, which is really exciting.
So tell me a little bit about soccer shots, and then bringing a soccer camp to Kenya, because that, as you know, was one of the most popular things that's ever happened in that place. So just take a couple of minutes to talk about your business and your passion for the sport, and how you then decided to bring the soccer camp there and get it set up.
Well, Soccer Shots is a preschool soccer enrichment program that we offer all throughout the Twin Cities area. And our main business model is that we partner with childcare centers and preschools, and we go in and offer our preschool soccer program once a week for a season up to 10 weeks at a time. And we go through character development lessons, so like sharing and sportsmanship and things like that. And then, of course, there's a large muscle development aspect to it, so balance and coordination. And then, of course, we're passionate about soccer. It's a fun and simple concept of a game, because all you need is ball, basically. And then, but what we do is our curriculum wraps the whole thing in fun and creativity. So we're turning into dinosaurs and astronauts and pirates, and we're turning our soccer balls into treasure, or different things like that. And so then we're our age range is in that 2 to 8 age range. So you can imagine 2-year-olds or 3 to 5-year-old children turning into pirates and really getting excited about that. And we've been doing this for 15 years in the Twin Cities, and it's been growing, and a lot of families have really enjoyed what we do. So yeah, and it's of course an absolute passion for us because we get to have a positive influence on children at a young age and hopefully instill healthy lifestyle habits um, in these children and their mindset, and we get to have this positive impact. So it's very fulfilling, and we have coaches going out and doing all the coaching all the time, all over the place in the Twin Cities, and it's great to have a positive influence on our coaches and our staff as well. And so it's fulfilling and fun for us, and we can pay the bills and do all of that while going out and playing soccer. And yeah, go ahead.
Oh, and I think it was just a natural, maybe that's why there was such a strong prompting, to experience the Brydges Centre, because of the background with soccer shots. Because there's this natural, connection through the game of soccer, that we could share when we were there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like I was able to connect with a lot of the children or staff there just by asking them if they were a footballer. And everybody loves football. Everybody, the game of soccer, and everybody has their team, whether it's Arsenal or Manchester United or Liverpool or whoever. And so there's a natural connection when we can have those conversations, and they're, come to find out they're playing soccer every waking moment that they that they have, and free time that they have. So it was a lot of fun for us because we love to go and play soccer, and all three kids play, and so we were able to go out there and play with them and juggle and play all sorts of fun games. And the kids there are really great players. They really are good. So they were running circles around us, that's for sure.
I'm glad they have an academy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about, you brought the program and the gear, and then what happened through the week? What did you see in the program? And then there was a surprise at the end. Talk about that too.
Yeah, we brought about 60 soccer balls and cones and pennies and goal sets. And I think that at one point, once we brought all the equipment out, I think every single one of those soccer balls was up in the air all at once at one point, and it was just pure chaotic joy with all those soccer balls all over the place. It was super fun. So we came with a clinic, and basically we set up stations and did a bunch of different games, and everybody kind of did a rotation around all those different stations, and we just had a lot of fun. I was able to kind of guide some of the staff there and how to run those games, and some coaching points and that kind of thing. And the kids had a lot of fun with that. And throughout the week, we had different iterations of that. We just got out and played soccer. And that's, I think, the main thing that they wanted to do was just play a game of soccer. So that was really cool. And we also brought a bunch of Soccer Shots jerseys, so that the kids, could all have a Soccer Shots jersey to wear as well. And about halfway through the week, Rosemary pulled me aside and she said, "Dan, before you leave, we're going to start a soccer academy." And so when she told me that, the wheels started turning, like, whoa, like that sounds amazing, right? And come to find out that they had been praying for years for the soccer equipment to have to be able to have the ability to start an academy. Basically, once we brought the equipment, they immediately knew what they were going to be able to do with it. They were going to start an academy to be able to train the children at the school, but it would also be something like a revenue generator for the schools, because it was going to be able to bring in outside children from around in the community as well. So that's something that we had no idea about, which is such an amazing blessing and answer to prayer, that we were praying that God was going to be able to utilize this equipment and our skill set to be able to bless these children, but not knowing that here there was already this plan in place for what was going to happen in the future, just because we were able to bring the equipment with us. So that was really amazing. And by the end of the week, by the end of our time there, they launched a soccer academy at the Brydges Centre, the Brydges Soccer Academy. So it was far beyond our expectations, and so exciting to see that they're able to take something, a concept like that, and run with it. So yeah, we're blown away with the way that they were able to take that and really find something that is going to be beneficial to them long term.
Yeah, that's great. What was it like for you, Anna, seeing what was taking shape, participating in it? I'm going to ask you kids too, because I saw everybody was so engaged, every one of you. But Anna, talk a little bit about that for yourself.
Yeah. So I mean, some of the ways that I, participated, I wasn't as like involved in leading the soccer camps the way Dan was. But I took the younger kids, playing soccer with them. But I was able to get involved with the women's retreat that Gretchen led there. And that was an amazing experience. And, it put it got me out of my comfort zone in a very healthy level, because I had opportunity to share, my testimony and just the scriptures that my go-to, and getting through, difficult, challenging times. And was able to, pray with some women there, to accept Christ, which was, that's always an amazing thing when that happens. And that was a surprise to me to be like, be in in the right spot at the right time or whatever, and then I was able to do bring my Italian heritage into play and teach some ravioli making, to the women there. And one thing that I wanted to share with them is this: as soon as you change one aspect of the recipe, you own it, it's yours. And so instead of boiling the raviolis, they fried them, and so now the ravioli recipe is theirs. They created it, and that's fun. A fun thing that came out of that, I guess.
It's a new dish that's just taking Kenya by storm now, right? Fried ravioli everywhere.
Fried ravioli.
Now, Isaac and Gavin, I saw you playing a lot of soccer. What was it like to be with the kids? be there in the games. You were leading some of the games, but sometimes you were just enjoying the play too. Let's talk about what was really cool about that.
I mean, it was kind of just like soccer all day. I mean, I don't even know. Like, we'd stop for lunch and then go back out, and it would just be like all the time, just having just tons of fun with everybody. It didn't really feel like we were really like working in any way. It was kind of just like going and enjoying like time with everybody. And I mean, it was, some of the kids were like, a lot of the kids were like really good, and we were actually able to like put some big games together and just have tons of fun, honestly.
I mean, one thing I guess I'll add to just what they're saying is, I feel like we showed up thinking that we had to like do something for them,
Yeah, but it wasn't
but that's not
structured.
what it is. What they want most is your presence, just being there alongside them, I think. And that maybe was a little bit of a surprise and just a wonderful thing.
Yeah, sometimes we were trying to lead games or whatever, and they'd take their own version of it and just start playing it. And it was fun. I mean, we'd start a game or whatever, and then we'd come back 5 minutes later, be completely different, but way better. So it was kind of just goofing around the whole time. And it didn't have to be structured. Like, I think we originally kind of came into it thinking that it's gonna be very structured, like soccer camp or whatever, but they grabbed a couple balls and started dribbling around the cones that were supposed to be the goal. But it was all fun and games. We were just kind of, having a great time with them.
And you guys kind of connected with some other kids like that were your age, right? That was pretty cool. And you would kind of navigate or kind of connect with them on a regular, like on a daily basis, right?
Yeah. It's like making friendships. And that leads me to another question. You heard Rosemary say many times the Brydges Centre family. It's interesting because you're a family and you came to the Brydges Centre, and then you realize, well, this is a family, and it's almost like we're a part of it. This idea of being drawn in. What was it like to feel like you were a part of the Brydges Centre family?
Well, they sometimes they would call us like the brothers and sisters, and I thought that was cool, and it really showed that they thought that like we belong there.
That's great.
Yeah, there was absolutely a sense of belonging, for sure. That's right, Isaac. And we were accepted into the family, no questions asked, hugs all around on the first day. And everybody included us in everything. And
Everything.
and we were in addition to the family, for sure. Yeah.
You get the title, uncle and auntie, just demonstrating that, even by title, that you're part of a family.
And everywhere we went, there was like 10 kids like coming up to you and let's go play over here, let's go play over there. And it was just all like constantly just like everybody was just wanting to
Engage.
engage with you
or touch your hair.
Yeah. That's true.
Emma,
Very good.
Emma, what was it like for you? You were going to say something too.
Well, like the whole time it was like the day went by like it always went by so fast.
Yeah, it did.
Then it's like that means the a few weeks go by fast.
Mhm.
It was like when the saying when you're having fun, it goes by
Time
fast.
flies.
Time flies, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Emma, I remember you working with your mom on the ravioli and even working with the cooks that were part of the skills center. They were learning about that. What was it like for you to be involved in some of that cooking with them?
It was kind of different when like, well, they don't really sometimes don't have all the ingredients. So then it was like, okay, then we're gonna try something else. Even though it wasn't like normal, it's like some ingredients are still the same, but like it's like you would use like different materials and stuff. It was like really fun.
No, super.
It,
Uh,
yeah, they don't have, maybe some of the measuring cups and stuff like that. So it brought me back to, grandma's cooking where it's just a little this and a little that. And then it turns out. Yeah.
that's so good. So, Dan and Anna, you spent a lot of time away from your business to go to Kenya. It obviously took some resources to get there, get the whole family there. And you've also been donors to the Brydges Centre as well. What would you say to people who are wondering about being involved, even at a donor level? Um, and then we can also talk about maybe a trip, but what would you say to people who might want to invest or might want to support the center?
Having visited, we've seen like the good work going on there, Um, yeah, the development of the kids, the safety and nurturing environment that they're in, the facilities, are pristine. Yeah, Bob's out there like checking all the things, making sure every time he comes that they're like ship shape. And yeah. Um
I think when we were there, we were able to see how the leadership are such great stewards of the finances, and the resources that they have. And they are very conscious about um, how everything is utilized, how it's managed, how uh, new programs are possibly rolled out. It's very well uh, thought out and meticulously managed. And it really and to see all these children feeling safe there, and not to mention all of the challenges that go into running a children's home in Kenya. There's so many external challenges that Rosemary and Bob and Nancy and the leadership have to deal with on a regular basis. So there's absolutely no question in our mind that we know that when we donate to the Brydges Center, it will go to good use, and it will be well managed. Absolutely.
Good. Thank you. All right. Now we're coming down the home stretch. I've got you a little extra, but this is kind of fun. So hopefully it's fun for you too.
Okay.
So this is the 30th. You were there the 30th anniversary year. I mean, 2025 was that.
Sure.
And there had been some celebrations going on there even after we left. Interestingly, there'll be a video that I'll be sharing soon about 30 years of ministry, 50 years of marriage to Dismas, and 70 years old. 30, 50, 70. They had a big celebration.
Oh, cool.
That's kind of fun. But
Mm-hmm.
when you think about the legacy there, it's a 30-year ministry. What are your hopes and dreams for 30 years into the future? What would you love to see at the Brydges Centre or for the children?
What was interesting was Rosemary's vision of being the role model for other centers like hers in other areas. I don't know if it was other areas of Kenya or other countries. I mean, because they have developed a model that is successful and has really has grown and really positioned these kids for success in adulthood, and to see it possibly rinse repeated in other areas could be a really exciting, potential.
Yeah, I think that when we look at our own business and how we like to plan maybe 10 years in advance, that's a long time to consider, right? And a lot can happen in that time. But when you talk to Rosemary, she's a true visionary, and this comes naturally to her. It's not a natural thought process to everybody. And for her to be able to get to where they are right now, over the past 30 years, I would not be surprised if in another 30 years you see schools like the Brydges Centre all over Africa and possibly beyond. And not to mention just the Brydges Centre where it is, I could see that in a much larger footprint, and housing many more children and impacting so many more children that way. I could absolutely see that, and especially with the structure that they have in place there and the way that they are utilizing the resources.
And their networks.
And yeah, the network, oh yeah, they're extremely well networked. So it was really phenomenal to see, just on from what we do on a regular basis as business owners, to see her vision and the way that it's the way that it's played out for her and for the leadership team there, and how she attacks her vision and she goes after it, and she knows that she's being guided properly, and she is lifting it all up to God, and it's all she's acting in her true calling.
That's wonderful. All right, kids, you get the last question. Are you ready? Why should anybody go to the Brydges Centre?
Well, I don't think one that you can have really one answer. I mean, I think it changes a lot with how you not only just think about like what's going on over there, but just how to approach life over here too, and just everywhere. and it kind of gives you a lot more perspective than even what you might think, because it's just you see so many different situations and that are not normal in like the United States in general. And it's just it's an experience that you can't really get any other way. And yeah, of course it's super fun to like meet everybody and like just like play with everybody and stuff, but just the experience just can't be beat with anything else. And you like making a difference in their lives too. It's not just about like what the experiences you get, but for them too. It just changes a lot. So yeah.
Super. Isaac, why should somebody go to the Brydges Centre?
Food.
Again, I think he covered it, but I think it really changes your perspective of it.
That sure does.
Awesome.
All right, Emma, you get the last word. Why should anybody go to the Brydges Centre?
Well, it's a really welcoming like place, and it's like, well, want a big family. And it's like it's fun to see like everyone there and how they welcome you. And
Food's good too.
well, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your afternoon, evening here. And it just means so much. People just haven't had the experience that you have, or some people just had the experience as an individual. And like I haven't been able to take my kids to the Brydges Centre because they're all grown up and they have jobs and all kinds of things. But for people to know that it's a different world, but it's a special place, and that God is there, and that He's watching over, watched over you when you're on the trip, and that you've made some lifelong friends. It's just so wonderful for people to hear. So, thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Super happy to do it. I'm glad that we were able to make it happen.